It's senior day here at Glenbrook North, and the Spartans welcome in the York Dukes. Good afternoon, I guess good evening at this point.
Evening.
My broadcast partner is Mike Napolitano, I'm Aaron Shellen, and we're starting this game about 2 hours early so that those of you that are watching this game at home or are in person can make sure that you're sitting on the couch, frosty beverage in hand for Bears and Packers tonight. But first, it's the Spartans and the Dukes. And we were here on Wednesday night for the last home game, and that was something else against St. Viator. They 50 shots on goal, won the game 2-1 in overtime. Logan Spiegel stopped 48 of 50 shots and just couldn't get it done. They got another opportunity today against York, who comes in third in the SHL with an 11-4-0 mark with 3 overtime losses. Glenbrook North 9-9 and 2 OT losses, including that one on Wednesday night. And Spiegel will get the start in net tonight here on senior night. And throughout the evening, I'll be throwing some photos up of the seniors that were honored today. Here, we'll start with what's probably my favorite. I think it was this one right here. I know which one is it. It is, I know who it is. It's Benjamin O'Vanion. This was one of the photos that was sent to me of young Mr. O'Vanion, and I got a whole bunch of these that I'll be displaying throughout the broadcast here tonight as we honor the seniors. We got a really good crowd, as you would expect for senior night. Right down to our left, it is absolutely packed.
I just saw a good friend of mine, Jason Geringer, who played for University of Illinois, as I was walking in here, and his girlfriend is actually O'Vanion's brother, or O'Vanion's sister.
Well, there you go.
That's her brother, so yeah.
Small world.
That'll be a nice picture to throw up there for senior night, and then, of course, we'll get through the other ones as we go. As you mentioned, Aaron, we saw this team within this same week, and it was a tough one. It was a much closer contest, though, than what we saw from them back in November.
Yeah, it certainly was. That game right before Christmas was pretty gory. The game on Wednesday, it was a lot of fun. It was very physical.
Yes.
The referees let them play, which I loved. Nothing really crossed the line. It was just good physical, hard hockey, and
looks like we're going to get an extra little
celebration here for senior night. We're going to get lineups in the anthem I was notified of today, so we'll get that here as we get started. GBN still battling for a playoff spot, sitting 8th in the SHL, and we'll turn it over to our PA announcer.
Featuring the visiting York Dukes and your Glenbrook North Spartans. And now it's time to meet today's starting lineups. First for the visiting York Dukes, coached by Evan Polakidis. Here is his starting lineup. At left defense, senior number 48, Mason Shorter. At right defense, junior number 6, Chris Pretsy. At left wing, senior number 7, Jack Heshin. At right wing, senior number 30, Ethan Mauer. At center, senior number 18, Luke Camposano. And defending the Duke's goal, senior number 89, Peter Kalianis. And the rest of the York Dukes. And now a starting lineup for your Glenbrook North Spartans. They are coached by Jeff Marks. Here is his starting lineup. At left defense, the captain and all-state selection, senior number 95, Jake Solheim. At right defense, senior number 5, Jackson Strakowski. At left wing, senior number 80 and all-state selection, Jackson Skinner. At right wing, all Alternate captain, senior number 97, Theo Chirifias. At center, junior number 34, James Morrissey. And defending your Spartan goal, senior number 1, Logan Spiegel. Make some noise for your Glenbrook North Spartans. And now, let's meet today's officials. The referees are Kevin Holler and Eric Pajora. The lines people are Douglas Hart and Gideon Bergstein. The official scorer is Sam Schwartz. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise if you are able and remove headwear if wearing. And welcome to perform today's Star Spangled Banner, Sloan Berman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Sloan Berman.
Well, all right. It was a fantastic rendition of the national anthem.
Gentlemen, girls, and boys,
It's time for that hockey, as they say, Mike.
Absolutely.
Hoping for a good one here today. We saw, as I said, a good one on Wednesday. It didn't go the way of GBM, but it was a fantastic hockey game. Looking for more of the same tonight. In goal for the Spartans will be Logan Spiegel. Logan making his 13th start of the year. He's 6-4-0-1 with a 3.64 goals against. Save percentage right at around 89%. And for the Dukes, it'll be Peter Kalianis making his 4th start. A 183 goals against, a 0.92 save percentage. He's 2-0 on the year.
If you're looking at the York side of things, you see stepping out, probably going to be taking the draw, is center Jack Pastian. He's got 16 points, which is tied for the team lead. On the away side of things, he's tied with number 65, James Spano, who also leads the York Dukes in assists. Mitch Fafinski leading them in goals with 10. So number of players out here for York to look out for.
We got green and white on one side, green and gold on the other. This is swiped all the way down on Spiegel. It was going to be icing, but Logan played it anyway. Jackson Sterner will tip it out to center ice. And, ooh, close to offsides, no call. That's blocked by Sterner.
Big hit right there.
And out the other way, that was Semmelhack on the receiving end. He's usually on the giving end. Morrissey throws it forward to Gerald Thanis. Puck is played at center ice. Here comes Semmelhack, an all-state selection along with Jackson Sterner. GBN with a couple of all state selections. And now the other way with it comes Mitch Fafinski. That's swept in and sticked away by Spiegel. Out front, thrown towards the goal. Spiegel keeps that blocker low.
Smith kind of responding to Semmelhack. Smith's a big body as well.
Smith scored the only goal of the game for GBN on Wednesday. It was a power play goal, a pinball goal. That was a shot from the point by Semmelhack, and I think that one went off of Smith's leg and into the back of the net. Here's Beauvais will clear it in for the Spartans. Stop behind the net. Patrick Brody O'Leary. Now out with it is Anthony Pirati. Pirati into the attacking zone. His shot goes over the net. Now Ethan Maurer loses the puck, and out with it comes Glenbrook North. It's Nicholas Jackson gets his pocket picked.
It's a really nice stick lift at the blue line.
Dukes come the other way, backhanded towards Spiegel. He directs it into the near corner. Now Serra forward to Karras. We saw some good play from Raymond Karras on Wednesday as well. A lot of speed from number 3.
Yeah, there were a number of times where it looked like he got shot out of a cannon, just couldn't put it together on the finish, but giving GBN a lot of really good chances and some offensive zone time.
Camposano clears it in deep. York will be on it first. That's Maurer behind the net. He falls down. Sully Lyons over there will take the puck away. Lyons tries the long and direct pass, and Timothy Semko won't get there first. It'll be O'Leary, and that'll be an icing on the Spartans here in the early going. 14:40 left first period.
We saw that hit on Semmelhack right off the bat there. He's back out there. It's a good sign, but expected the physicality and the energy to be high in this building tonight from senior night. We saw that from Glenbrook North right after that, but I would have thought they would have started the physicality first.
Yeah, come out with a little jump in your step on senior night, right?
Right, and they did answer that right away, but both teams shot out of the cannon, as we were saying.
Babala runs into Shorter and gets the worst of that one. That's around and out. Strykowski just turn and hammer it back in, but Semko will have to clear, and York will play it. Flip behind the net. Slid around by Shorter. Taken away by GBN. Flip towards the goal. And it goes wide off the backhand of Connor Hannes. Semmelhack will clear it in, take a hit, bumps into the official. And I thought he was complaining to the official. He actually asked the linesman if he was okay. Semmelhack got hit, and he got hit into the linesman.
You know, I know he makes the contact there, but that's also just high hockey IQ to be able to do that and keep a level head while playing the game.
Shorter with Jero Thanis pinching. Again, Theodore keeps it in. Semmelhack one-hands it forward, and Sterner tries to go through the legs to Morrissey, and out with it comes York. Into the corner, and that's William Brown. He goes down. Semmelhack. A long aerial pass. Ooh, trying to hit Jero Thanis, but that was good stick work by Sean O'Leary to knock it down. York on the attack, loses it there. Cross ice pass a little behind Morrissey, and with the rest of his teammates changing, he'll just dump it in and go for a change himself. Center ice Serra will whip it back in on the backhand. High off the glass, takes a bounce off one of the stanchions, and now Brown takes the wrist shot and sticked up into the air by Logan Spiegel. Whistle on a face-off.
We haven't seen a whole lot of offensive zone time from Glenbrook North. The Spartans have dumped a lot of pucks in. That's due to just getting that possession right when they needed to change lines, but we'd like to see a little bit more sustained pressure 200 feet away from their own goal.
Draw to the right of the senior Logan Spiegel. Long wait at that face-off dot. There's the drop. It's won by Smith. Then he throws the body around, and that lets Luke Jackson play the puck to Serra.
Fisher was almost toying with them on that draw.
Out to center ice. Jackson has it again. He'll gain the red line and dump. Smith, you mentioned that big body goes on the forecheck. Cutting out in front of his own net is Pirati. Down the near side, and Spiegel will play it on the forehand around to Ovanian. Ovanian tries the long pass to Beauvais and will end up as another icing on the Spartans. 12:15 left. Spartans still looking for their first shot on goal. York has 3 thus far.
Spartans are still playing that long game of that stretch pass through the neutral zone, not necessarily intending for it to go all the way down for icing, just missing the receiver on the pass, but that stretch pass is also what's leading to some of these dumps as well. And you saw in that last rush, the puck just died along the end board, so maybe there's something that Glenbrook knows about their own boards playing here at home that maybe York won't be able to take advantage of.
Semmelhack around to Karras. Nick Jackson loses the puck. Lions will go back and play it, throws it around. Semmelhack. Jerzak stick handles, tries to hit Karras, goes underneath his stick. Karras in the corner. And York out to center ice. There's a nice hit by Nicholas Jackson. Separates skater from puck. Lions works with Nicholas Jackson to play the puck. Backhanded out in front, nice feed there, and a big hit by Semmelhack on Maurer. There's that answer you were talking about, Mike. Semmelhack took one when the game started. He gave one right there.
You had to imagine a big body like that, and with how much Semmelhack is out here to quarterback this Glenbrook North team, it was coming. And a big open ice hit in front of his own net. It was a desperate situation because there was almost a turnover and a clear chance in front of Spiegel. And Semmelhack says, not in my house.
Draws one by the Spartans. Strykowski up to the far point. It's kept in though. Strykowski will get another attempt at it. Kept in again. Here's a shot, and there's the blocker save. And that was what Logan was doing so well on Wednesday, was using that blocker. He was almost using it as his main source of defense against these pucks, and you saw it there too.
Yeah, Spiegel likes to, after a big save like that, go over and tap the glass in the corner right where that red line is. Most goaltenders, you know, if something goes off the post, they're rubbing their post, but he uses that blocker, makes the save himself, and then he goes and taps the corner board. So it might be a little bit of a ritual. You know, goalies are an odd breed at times.
At times, yeah. Top line out there for the Spartans, Gerald Thanis, Morrissey, and Sterner, with Luke Jackson and Strykowski on the back end. Centering feed taken there by Morrissey, cleared out, and wasn't touched by Sterner, but no icing. Back to play to the Dukes. Deflected there by Sterner, and we're going to get a trip on Morrissey.
Yeah, that one's unfortunate. Just reaching out, Morrissey was to grab that puck and just, you know, you're cutting across the defender's body like that to try to pick that puck up, and you're going to get called for where your stick's at.
Yeah, certainly not intentional, but, you know, as you and I like to say it, you know, at every age level, you are, you know, you own your stick. Your stick is an extension of you, and GBN will be shorthanded here for 2 minutes. I see Maurer and Semmelhack over there having a discussion. Those are the two that came together on the last shift.
Yes.
You know,
You could definitely expect something coming throughout the rest of this game between those two. Not sure if they know each other, but they got a good idea of each other off the jump.
I would
here.
think if they know each other and they've played together, they would be more likely to hit each other,
Yes,
right?
That's typically how that goes, yes.
Right. York wins the power play, or wins the draw. They have it in the attacking zone. Passion. It's going to come around the near wall. William Brown back to the point. Shorter, Brown. Near circle, shot, and reaching out to make the glove save is Logan Spiegel.
Spiegel had a couple of bodies in front of him on that one. Actually, some of them were his own defense. Not necessarily screening him, but Brown took advantage of the chaos in front from where he was shooting, and Spiegel able to stick that glove out amidst all of it and make the save.
Maurer and Sterner on the draw. It's one back to Shorter at the point. Shorter walks the line, throws it through some traffic. Save made by Spiegel. The rebound shot goes wide, and GBN not able to clear it. This is Chris Pretzi. Pretzi now Passion. Back to the point, Pretzi. One-timer, Shorter, blocker save, Spiegel. Semmelhack bumps into Mara again, and Semmelhack is able to sweep it out. It all starts with number 95 in green for GBN. He is so solid defensively. And back out with it comes York here.
That unit as a whole just did a really nice job of keeping York to the outside. They really could only get shots from the point or possession along the half wall. I saw a toe drag that was attempted. Couldn't get them into the slot, so the Dukes are going to have to rethink their power play.
Karras trying to use that speed to cause some trouble, but now the other way is Passion. He gets bumped by Semmelhack. Semmelhack just traps it along the back wall. Griffin Hayes over to play it. Now Passion below the red line, throws it out in front. Thrown towards the goal, a couple of whacks at it, and Spiegel uses the stick to clear the puck back. Shorter at the near point. He'll shoot it through some traffic. Spiegel doesn't know where it is. The puck's out in front. The linesman blew the whistle. Fortunate break for the Spartans as that puck was sitting in front of their netminder.
And I'm not sure if it was necessarily Spiegel's rebound control. Some of those might not have cleanly got to him, but there were a couple opportunities there for York to put in secondary or tertiary opportunities. The one from the point right here, as you mentioned, he didn't know where that was, and the referee, I think, was looking at Spiegel and realized to blow the whistle, but that puck was still a little loose. So
good word, by the way, tertiary.
Yeah, Spiegel and the Spartans get a little bit of a break on that one, as you mentioned.
Shots are now 10-0 in favor of York. This feels eerily similar to Wednesday so far.
Right, and it's not going to help when you're trying to defend a man advantage in your own zone. And you really got to get out. That one hits the rafters.
Sterner was trying to flip the aerial pass to Morrissey, and since the rafters here are only about 20 feet off the ice, that happens a lot.
So it's really tough. Now you're back to full strength here. You did a nice job killing that power play, so you really want to take that momentum that you've built and at least get a shot on goal, even if it's from a bad angle. Just start testing the goaltender at the other end and see what you can get on.
Yeah, Kalianis has only appeared in 6 games this year, so you don't know how fresh she is. Here's a shot, another blocker save up into the rafters.
Spiegel really likes that blocker. I mean, of course, that shot did come across his body, and there he goes to the corner again to tap that glass, but really waffle boarding stuff to all sorts of angles, and that one, of course, hits the rafters.
Draw will come to his right. It'll be Morrissey against Hayes. It's won by Morrissey. Sarah off the glass and out. Morrissey 2-on-1 with Sterner. Morrissey top of the near dot. Throws it to Sterner. The pass through. Sterner scores on the rebound. Second shot of the game. GBN takes a 1-0 lead.
That was a beautiful play. Sometimes that's just how it goes in hockey, right? You have one team that is just absolutely peppering.
Sterner, the pass through. Sterner scores on the rebound. Second shot of the game. GBN takes a 1-0 lead.
After killing off that power play, you take that and you have a 2-on-1. Now that got gummed up a little bit from the defenseman's stick, and that actually threw the goaltender, Kalanis, off just a little bit. Enough to put that puck in the back of the net.
Goal number 15 of the year for Jackson Sterner, and just like on Wednesday, getting outshot by a large amount, and you take an early lead. Can they hold on to this one, though? That's going to be the question. They played really solidly defensively against St. Viator, even though they had 50 shots on goal, but we got an icing here on York.
That's the first icing York has had in this game, and if you're York, I mean, you've got the wind taken out of your sails just a little bit there, but you have to keep in mind that you had a lot of opportunities early, and if you stay at your game, you might get something, but now you got to work from being down in a hole.
Sterner from Morrissey and Jarothanis in the first period at 8:49. Spartans up 1-0. Puck bounces away from Luke Jackson. Strykowski is there to help. And now Smith, close to an offsides, but nothing called, and York will take possession. Taken back by Ovanian, who will just dump. Beauvais will go on the forecheck. Salerno for the Dukes around the wall and out. Right back in by GBN. Here's Salerno again. And right back in.
I feel like we're on a loop right here.
We're just playing catch here. One more time. Luke Jackson goes opposite corner, clears it right back in for the Spartans.
Somebody play skip and go to the next song here.
Oh, Strykowski's going to go. He gave a big hit, and he's going to go for that one.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what he did. He knocked down
I think maybe
Keaton Nix. He's going to be called for roughing.
Roughing, yeah, they just didn't like that one. It was right in front of the York bench as well. I mean, that may have factored into it. You get those high danger areas where animosity is high, but that may have been a quick whistle there. So
6:55 left. 1-0. Spartans with the lead. It'll be Sterner, Luke Jackson, Gerald Thanis, and Semmelhack out there for the Spartans. Maurer will take the draw for the Dukes. He's got William Brown on his left and Jack Passion on the right, with Chris Pretzi and Patrick Brody O'Leary on the points. Pretzi, O'Leary, his shot wide, comes out the other side. Ooh, that was dangerous.
I think that caught a piece of Gerald Thanis as he was diving.
Down low, back to the point. Pretzi, O'Leary in between the dots, and somehow Spiegel saw that through traffic and made the catch.
I don't know how he did, because I didn't.
No.
I was expecting that puck to go wide, or
I thought it was going to hit
post.
traffic on the way through. There was enough bodies in the way that puck found a hole, but Spiegel was there. Man, I smell food.
It's right down below.
Is it right in front of me?
Chicken tenders and fries.
Oh,
baby.
yeah. I love some tendies. Pretzi. Passion. Back to Pretzi at the far point. Now O'Leary. Maurer, near half. Top of the near circle now. Cycles it down to Brown. He loses it. Semmelhack A-frames to get around and not able to clear it out on the first attempt. Far half wall now. Passion tries to walk in, and there's that man again. Jake Semmelhack clears it the length of the ice.
Well, Sterner did a great job lifting that stick, though. Almost a little bit too much. Could have gotten called for a stick in the midsection there, but kept it clean, and that's what allowed Semmelhack to pick that puck up and clear it out.
O'Leary, and that's going to be
That's
offside. So they got out of the zone, and that's fine for GBN because it gives them another couple seconds to clear that puck the length of the ice. Karras gets bumped by Shorter, and now out with it comes O'Leary. O'Leary to Papadopoulos. It's thrown in, and the save is made by Spiegel. 37 seconds left on the power play, 5:31 left in the period. Shots are 13-2 in favor of York, but where it matters, the Spartans lead 1-0.
If you're York, you just throw that puck on net to get yourself a face-off in the offensive zone. Things haven't quite gone your way on that first power play. Like you said, about shot GBN, but the scoreboard says otherwise. And GBN, this is a crucial kill, even more important than the first one when they were tied 0-0, because you don't want to give up that momentum.
Pirati's shot is blocked, deflected into the corner by Sarah, swept out by Gerald Thanis all the way down on Kalianis. Shorter tries to get away from Sterner, almost gave it right to him. It's the last person on this Spartans team that you want to give the puck away to. Down to 8 seconds left on the power play. Sully Lyons throws it around. Gerald Thanis tries to tip it out. He can't. That puck, again, through some traffic as Hayes gets into it with both Lyons and Sarah. Lyons standing up for his defensive pairing. You like that?
Yeah, and once again, I'm not even sure how that puck got to Spiegel. It looked like it was a headshot coming for somebody on the defensive side of things, but made it through that scrum and into the leather.
Well, power play's up. So GBN now 2 for 2 in PKs. They lead 1-0 with 4:53 left. Draw to the left of Logan Spiegel.
Just because you've cleared it here, don't give something up. You're in your defensive zone still. You want to get a clean breakout or another dump here.
Yeah, I mean, they scored the goal right after the last power play. Let's see if, maybe they can Oof, that was played dangerously by
sure why
Kalianis.
I'm not sure why that wasn't sticked away.
He used his pad and almost patted it right into his own net. Sean O'Leary around the near wall finds it's Jensen with the puck, excuse me. Puck comes out to center ice. Karras and Nicholas Jackson switch places. Karras top of the near dot. His shot is deflected. Semmelhack will clear it in, but Spartans will have to touch up. Ovanian now on the forecheck. Duke Salerno. Sanfilippo tries the long indirect pass. It's stolen. And now Semmelhack will play it deep with under 4. Ovanian out to Beauvais off the heel of Austin's stick. And now Smith will have to go play it in his own zone. And you see Spiegel telling him, you got time, go turn around and go right up the ice. And that's what Smith does, big body into the attacking zone. Smith kicks it forward. And getting there first is Mitch Fafinski. Kept in though, Ovanian now below the red line. Tries to flip it out front for Smith. That pass is deflected. And here's William Brown now. Brown to Fafinski. Fafinski on the backhand that throws it towards the goal. The rebound comes out, it's off the post. And Spiegel makes the save, and then a couple of whacks by Griffin Hayes at the goalie while Spiegel was down, and his teammates were having none of that.
Good response from the Spartans to protect their goaltender. You know, York has had a lot of shots on goal, but a lot has been, in my opinion, kind of sloppy. It's a lot coming from the outside, and Glenbrook North, it's a testament to how they've kept them wide. They just need to get more pressure in the offensive zone, a little bit more puck possession, because the possession for York has been there.
O'Leary threw a screen, another save made by Spiegel. I was talking to one of the GBN fathers. Here's Ovanian with an opportunity. Ovanian goes back to Beauvais, and I was talking to one of the fathers after Wednesday night's game, and he said, you know, Spiegel played great. He said, we have to figure out how to get more shots on goal.
Yes.
You know, they only had, I think it was 12 or 14 shots in that game against St. Viator, and so far here, only 4. As that puck comes out.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, York playing it back to their goaltender. A couple of hairy situations for Peter Kalianis here in the last couple of minutes.
I've seen where you play it back to your goaltender just to kind of shield it from the attack and let him glove it. I've never seen where you're pushing it into your own goaltender's pads, unless you mean to put it into your own net. So York's got to be careful. But to your point and to that father's point, I mean, Glenbrook North has relied a lot on that quick rush the other way, even though they're being heavily outshot to get that first goal. It's what we saw here tonight. But keep that momentum from those 2 penalties that you killed. If you could get some more offensive zone time, that would be huge, and just throw everything you can at the net. Look at what York is doing. A lot of shots from outside. So you may see 16 on that board, but how many of them are high danger chances? If you test the goaltender, eventually something's going to go in, and it might just be quantity over quality.
And we had a punch thrown there that the linesman missed. Sean O'Leary threw a punch at the back of the head of one of the Spartans on the way up the ice. Officials didn't see that. Now we'll have an icing. 2 minutes, 2 seconds left in the first.
With how this game is going, I would expect there to be a response to that at some point. Hopefully keeping it clean, but if the refs didn't see it, sometimes the game will police itself.
Physicality.
We saw already a little bit when Spiegel was touched, and it was that one high danger chance that hit the post. So you just want to negate that as much as possible, snuff that out, even if it means a little bit after the whistle.
There's a scrum at the red line. Morrissey back to the point and out. Shorter throws it up over the head of Spiegel, and back to play. It's Chen. Ooh, dangerous clear there. Clearing attempt. Thrown through the crease. That puck stays out. Shorter with the bomb. Spiegel makes the save, and now Sterner out with Morrissey.
Not sure if that hit something before it got to Spiegel, but there were a couple of bodies trying to react in front.
Morrissey into the near corner. Jared Thanis. He gets bumped, still plays the puck. It's double teamed. Sterner. He gets double teamed, and out with it comes Mara. Passion gets absolutely laid out by Semmelhack.
Semmelhack lined that up the
And now
whole way.
Shorter gets hit by Morrissey. Now Gerald Thanis throwing the body around. Passion taking it wide, and easy glove save by Spiegel. Another fun one, Mike.
It's a good thing Spiegel saw that puck, because I don't think any of the other skaters out there knew there was a puck in play. They were just going for the body.
Going after each other, that's right.
You see that.
That was a fun shift.
You see that, as we were saying, the physicality is ramping up. Semmelhack made no mistake lining up the train tracks right there. And, I mean, hey, you're going to do that. You hope to stop the rush, too, and not to put yourself out of position. We were talking about that a little bit earlier in the week, and that's exactly what Glenbrook North has been doing.
York up to 20 first period shots. Now, Logan Spiegel's played great these last couple of games, and GBN took the lead early in that last game, took the lead early here today, but you don't want to rely on your goalie making 50 saves again, which is what happened on Wednesday night.
Yeah, you're on pace to have 60 shots coming your way. It's not going to be a 1-0 game in total. So that goes back to what we were saying is, like, when you're the Spartans and you're on offense, even if you're just breaking in over the blue line, send a few shots on goal.
Oof, there's a shot that comes in right off the faceoff. York keeps it in. That's thrown around by Hickman. Now in the corner. Strykowski hard up off the wall and not out. And once again up into the rafters with 40 seconds left.
When I talk about that sloppy play we've seen from York, we've seen a little bit from Glenbrook North as well, as far as costly turnovers right in the center, right in the slot.
Yep.
And you're going to get those opportunities, but why is York getting those opportunities? Because they're taking that initial shot when they're entering the zone. Rather than a dump that the Spartans have been doing, you just shoot that puck on net, cause a little chaos, and the defense is going to have a little bit of trouble quickly getting that out of the zone and trying to stay composed.
Got another icing.
Plus, that'll bring your shot on goal total up, and hey, you never know. Anything on net, something's going to go in. Just throw a puck on net.
That's what happened in that game on Wednesday. That's how the Spartans scored their goal. It was just, I mean, they were on the power play, but it was still just a shot from the point that pinballed around and ended up in the goal.
And we're talking as if the Spartans don't have a lead here. They have the 1-0 lead.
Exactly.
But when you look at the shot totals, look out.
Uh-oh.
Chaos for York.
Sterner and Jero Thanis. Jero Thanis in, the save made. Sterner has the puck on his forehand. He'll wait for his defense. Drops it at the point, nobody there. Now Mara will dump with 12 seconds. Spiegel stops behind the net. Semmelhack turns and fires it around on the forehand. Sterner with 6 seconds gets it up to Jero Thanis, who's not able to settle it. And that will do it for period number 1. York outshoots Glenbrook North 21-6 in that first period, but a Jackson Sterner goal, his 15th of the year, give the Spartans a 1-0 lead. Mike and I will be back with second period action here in just a minute on the Glenbrook North Hockey Channel. Those are just some of the photos that we received. Took a look there. It's Jackson Sterner and Theodore Gerothanis and Jackson Strykowski. My wife was helping me put these photos together because she helps with a lot of like the backside stuff. Like I handle all the broadcasting and she handles like availability and stuff for me. And she was helping me load some of these photos in, and she sent me a text message that just said, "These pictures are making me cry." I went, well, then they work.
Those are good senior night pictures.
Yes,
then.
they are. We're underway here in period number 2. 1-0. Passion across the blue line. He'll throw it in on Spiegel, who knocks it away with his pads. The outlet pass. Sterner tries to get around Salerno. He does. Morrissey behind the nets. Morrissey tries to throw it out in front, but good defensive work there by Jack Passion.
It was a good idea, but it was read by the defense there.
Now Passion the other way, gets around Strykowski, falls down, gets up, tries to go through Semmelhack and can't. That puck is deflected behind the net. 1-0 here in the second period.
Another shot from outside for York. They're just kind of throwing whatever they can at Spiegel, and that's that high goal shots on goal total for York.
24 right now, 24-6 in favor of York. But as I said in the first period, where it matters, the Spartans lead 1-0.
Well, the Dukes have that mentality of eventually something is going to go in, and it's typically the truth. If you throw 60 at Spiegel,
something's going to get past him at some point.
As good as a goalie is, I would expect something to finally find its way. So GBN's going to need to bring that shot total up.
There was a game back in the 80s, and this I'm going to show my age here. It was the Bruins and the Quebec Nordiques, and Ron Tugnut made 73 saves in a win. The Bruins scored twice on him on 73 shots.
Oh, my goodness. That's incredible. That was like Vasilevsky in that quintuple overtime game.
Oh, that's right.
The bubble.
Yeah, the bubble game.
Game 1 of the playoffs between the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Unfortunately, Vasilevsky didn't get the win. Seth Jones played like 60 minutes. And I'm not talking all 3 regular periods. I'm talking 60 minutes throughout the 8 periods that they played that day.
Bubble hockey.
Yeah,
normally I love bubble hockey. It's
bubble hockey, yeah.
I was a big bubble hockey guy growing up. The USA versus USSR bubble hockey games. Absolutely, man. I think that's probably where my love of hockey came from. Here's Karras with some speed, actually too much speed, overskates it. Gets knocked down as he throws it out in front, and Patrick O'Leary now out with it, finds Brown. Brown top of the near dot and right into the glove of awaiting Logan Spiegel.
Logan Spiegel, I don't know if we mentioned it before the start of this game, he started 12 games of the 13 that he's played in. He's allowed 42 goals, so he's got an 8.89 save percentage, and he's usually giving up about 3.64.
Yeah, it's hard to look at the goals against. For goalies, it's really that save percentage, right? And you give up 3.6 goals a game, but if you have a save percentage of almost 900, then you're making saves. You're just giving up. You're just facing a ton of rubber. Right. And obviously we're seeing that here again tonight.
And we see those kind of numbers used when it comes to a goaltender in the NHL, but you got to remember they play 82 games. 13 is a small sample size, plus you got to figure, you're playing a lot of different. Here comes a penalty.
Yeah, Smith is going to go for, I don't know if it's a hit to the head or a cross check. Give me a cross check.
You're playing a good range of talent within this league, and Sanfilippo's going to go.
Now we're going to have matching penalties as Sanfilippo is going to go, and so much for the power play for York. We will have matching minors, and we'll skate 5 to a side.
I think that was good on Semmelhack to draw that. If you're Sanfilippo, you got to be disciplined right there. Your team's about to go on another power play. You haven't converted all game. This could be your final opportunity to really break the ice here, no pun intended. But as I was saying about Spiegel's numbers, it's a smaller sample size. There's a wide range of talent that you're playing against in this league. You also have to factor the defense in front of Spiegel, and it's been a great defense, but at times this GBN team has gotten behind themselves.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about the number of shots they give up, but as you've mentioned in this game, a lot of them have been from the outside. Yes, some of them have been through screens, but Logan Spiegel has seen most of the rubber coming towards him, and if you can keep these offenses on the outside and not let them get in between the dots, you can give up 30, 40, 50 shots in a game, and the goalie might walk out of there going, that was a pretty easy game.
Yeah. But from those numbers and from what I've seen, you got to use the eye test here as well. Spiegel's a solid goaltender, but you can't allow him to get peppered with 60-plus shots and expect to come out of here with a win.
Right. So we're skating 5 to a side. Puck is taken away there by Passion. He'll throw it back to the point. Shot through some traffic. Spiegel makes the right pad save. Back to the point again, shorter. That one's intentionally wide. Now behind the net, Semmelhack finds Sterner. Sterner will skate through the neutral zone and dump, and Gerald Thanis will go after it. Takes the hit, shorter, nice hit to bump Gerald Thanis off the puck. Sterner trying to get back defensively. That's tipped into the neutral zone, and Semmelhack will throw it right back in. Sterner against Salerno. Sterner tries that backhand feed. There was nobody on the other end of it, though. Hannes' shot goes well wide of the near post.
Good head checking from Sterner to recognize.
Campusano in.
Wow. I think that hit the crossbar.
I think glove, crossbar, and up and over there.
Sterner's head checking there allowed him to see that he had to play the body first before he got to that puck. That allowed GBN to stay in the zone, but you go back the other way, and all of a sudden York's getting an opportunity. And York has looked like they are actually on the power play here despite the offsetting. So you got to really try to limit their time here in the offensive zone. They're starting to find wheels underneath them.
Puck is sitting right at the point. Now it's cleared out. Pirati will dump as York will tag up. Strykowski in the near corner with it. Goes indirect. Pirati. Semko hounding him. Pirati will skate into the neutral zone with it. It's cut off at the red line. It's back now for Sean O'Leary, who will not able to get it deep, but eventually ends up down low. And Strykowski kept in there. Babala out behind Semko. Now Jensen will dump. Come down on Spiegel, who will just drop the mid on it. 12:19 left, second period.
A lot of good pinching off along the boards from both teams. York hasn't had to do it too much. If they are doing it, it's in the neutral zone because the Spartans have been dumping the puck down into the offensive zone. But when York is carrying the puck over the blue line, the Spartans have limited their opportunities in the center, which has forced them along the boards, and then they're able to steal the puck from there. That last one you mentioned, not able to get the puck deep, but it goes deep, and it's in the hands of the Spartan defense.
Draws one by York. Karras not able to clear it out. Thrown towards the goal. Another blocker stop by Spiegel. Papadopoulos and Serra go after each other in the corner. William Brown down low, and it's cleared out. Karras. Nice feed to Ovanian. Ovanian into the offensive zone. He'll throw it in on Kalianis. Easy save there by the York goaltender. Outlet pass, Campusano. Campusano tries to drag around Lyons, shoots it wide. Pirati has it over by the near half wall now. He'll sling it towards the goal, and Spiegel will cover up. And Ovanian makes sure that Papadopoulos doesn't get in the way of his goaltender like any good skater should. 11:36 left, still 1-0. York comes in 11-4, they're in third place. Glenbrook North sits in 8th at 9-9-0-2.
York has 9 power play goals in their 19 games played, so Glenbrook has swatted them twice on the power play thus far.
Deflects into the near corner. Cleared up and out. And it's not going to go far enough for icing. It's dropped along the wall, and out with it is Hayes. Hayes cross ice pass looking for Fafinski. Semmelhack will be the first one on it for Glenbrook North. His pass is deflected. He's looking for Beauvais. One-handed towards the goal, goes wide. Semmelhack not able to clear it out. Shot through, a rebound sitting right out in front. Spiegel finds it and covers it up. Well, Logan Spiegel, the numbers are what they are, right? You know, they are, a goaltender gives up about 3.5 goals a game, save percentage just under 89%. But these last 2 games, this young man has been pretty remarkable.
Oh, no doubt.
He has now stopped 78 of the last 80 shots on goal.
Yeah, that is incredible. I mean, that it shows that he's a lot of the reason that this Spartans team has stayed in games. If you're going to allow that many to get to your goaltender, you better hope that he's got those type of numbers or better. And it's much harder to be even better than that.
Morrissey around to Semmelhack. On to Sterner. Sterner finds Morrissey, but the puck bounces off his stick, and that gives York a chance to defend. They flip it up into the bench for a whistle and a face-off. York with 30 shots on goal through less than a period and a half, and Logan Spiegel has stopped each and every one of them.
You start to wonder if Kalianis is one of those goaltenders that needs to see a decent number of shots in the game to feel comfortable, or can you beat him on a cold one, right? So I'd like to see, like I said, a lot more being thrown at him. We still have yet to see that. Only 7 shots on goal for the home side.
Semmelhack around the near wall. Sterner controls. Feeds it up to Jero Thanis, who runs into Salerno. Salerno sweeps it around, shorter. Now Mara out to center ice. Chen now on the puck for GBN. Puck pinballs around Salerno, and that's deflected into the York bench. Well, this was a GBN team. They lost, we mentioned they lost 2-1 on Wednesday night, but they were coming off a 4-game winning streak. So they've been playing some really good hockey coming into that game on Wednesday, and they're continuing it here. I mean, we can talk all we want about the shots on goal discrepancy, but ultimately we're halfway home and they're winning. If
that's the style of play that you know you're comfortable with, is getting peppered a lot, just keeping teams to the outside, limiting their high danger chances. I mean, it's a style of play that you can work with.
There's a nice blocker, or excuse me, right pad and stick save by Spiegel. Probably the best opportunity of the game for York right there.
It's just, you know, it's a nerve-wracking style of play.
It absolutely is. Smith takes it wide. His shot's deflected. Comes over by the near wall. York sweeps it out to center ice. Hickman. His shot's deflected. Then he gets bumped hard by Damian Jerzak. Strykowski backhands it around Ovanian. Ovanian to Smith. Smith tries to sweep it to Jerzak, but Sean O'Leary is there. Beauvais throws it around behind the net for Smith. Back to Beauvais, who can't pull the trigger.
That's good stick checking in front from Piriotti.
O'Leary now in the far corner. Timothy Semko on the forecheck, and now Strykowski with Papadopoulos gets through Strykowski, and Spiegel sweeps it into the corner. Puck kept in for the moment. Babula now out with it. Tries the pass for Semko. O'Leary throws it back around the far side for Mitch Fafinski.
That's that top line for York right now.
Fafinski, the team's leading goal scorer, has 10. He's the only Duke in double figures. Now Griffin Hayes gets pinned up against the wall. Babula absolutely buries Fafinski there.
Got to be careful with the hands up high there. Almost looked like hands on the helmet. You don't want to get called for something.
Sully Lyons tries to walk forward with it. He can't. Hayes the other way. He'll take the wrist shot. That's directed into the corner. Campusano back to the point. A shot from the point goes wide. Comes out the near side. Pretzi. It's below the red line. Throws it out in front. Hayes, the shot, the save. Spiegel, 2 or 3 opportunities. That puck is still loose at the near post. And we're going to have some chaos here. The officials lost sight of the puck. They blew the whistle. The puck is sitting on the face-off circle, but the officials didn't see it, so they blew the whistle.
Well, I think that whistle came when it was still in Spiegel's control. We saw a lot of quick whistles in that first period on the other end in front of Spiegel. Here, I thought they were a little late to blow the whistle, but it still was loose in a sense, so they continue to whack at it, and of course, penalties are going to get assessed after the chaos that ensued.
We'll have some matching penalties. I see Griffin Hayes for York, and trying to get a look at the number for GBN. Is that Ovanian? Is it 79?
Your guess is as good as mine right
now.
now.
You got a camera with zoom on it there, Mike.
That is true. Huh. Context clues, you know?
Let's see if we can figure it out. Now that
I love how the Kahoot music is going at the same time. Yeah, that's a 78.
No, that's an 8.
Or 18?
That Connor Hannis? Yeah, I think that's Connor Hannis in the booth. Yep. Let's see. We got a picture of Connor. Let's throw that up here while he's sitting in the penalty box.
That's a good.
Look at this. We got him holding a medal and a trophy in that shot while he's sitting in the penalty box.
Well, his medal and trophy is that he's getting 2 minutes here. But it's offsetting.
Such is hockey. Sometimes you celebrate, sometimes you sit in the penalty box. Not sure what the officials are talking about here, unless they plan on giving somebody more than 2 minutes.
I'm not sure.
We're going to get a slash on one side, and the official's saying 5-on-5, so I think just matching minors.
And some at home may be wondering, okay, well, 5-on-5, so that's not really affecting much because nobody's on a power play. It's not 4-on-4, so there's not extra ice out there. But it still does gum up the lines because you still have a guy in the box that would otherwise be out there with your line. So either you have to throw another line out there to make sure that you're not Frankensteining your lines.
Attempted slap shot falls down. Jero Thanis with Sterner. Jero Thanis walks in. The shot is saved by Kalianis, and now out with it comes Passion for York. His shot's deflected into the corner by Strykowski.
Look out in front.
Out in front.
Nobody's
Two players
there.
out in front.
Oh, my goodness.
Once again, Logan Spiegel. He made a couple of saves on Wednesday that, if you haven't seen them, I'm going to tell you right now, when this game is over, go back and look at the game on Wednesday night. The second period, I don't know, it's about halfway through the second period. Down here to our right, he made one of the best saves I have ever seen at any level of hockey. So
diving with the glove.
Go back and watch. If you haven't watched that yet, go back and watch it. Salerno at the near point. And that was the toughest save Spiegel's made here tonight.
I think that was Strykowski that was back that followed the puck carrier but took the long route behind the net and left not only the puck carrier to have the free lane to get in front of the net, but also a helper on the back door. And not sure why York didn't use that helper, but Spiegel came out and he was big and made the save on what was definitely York's best opportunity thus far.
Well, he stopped 36 of 36 today. He stopped 48 of 50 on Wednesday night. You could say this goalie is on a bit of a heater.
A little bit. You'd like to see the offense get on a little bit of a heater, though.
Just get him one more, right? Just get, you know, if they had been able to get Spiegel one more on Wednesday, that game doesn't go to overtime.
The conversation on the bench and in the locker room has got to be, hey, our goalie is playing so well for us. We need to boost up the intensity right here, and we need to get one for him.
Yep. I mean, you remember that game on Wednesday, GBN was up 1-0, and they had a penalty shot.
Yeah.
And they weren't able to score on that penalty shot. That was really their other great opportunity. And St. Viator was able to score a goal in the third period and then win it in overtime. Getting knocked down from behind is Gerald Thanis. That's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, Shorter immediately went to the referee to argue that, but I mean, you're going to hit a guy on the numbers.
Yeah.
And it was right in front of the referee.
That was a two-handed cross check right in the back.
The only argument I could really see is saying that Gerald Thanis went down easy, but you make contact there. You know, the smart thing to do is to go down. Even Smith giving him a little extra bump on the way to the bench. So
and here's a good opportunity for GBN. You got an offensive zone draw, a 1-0 lead, and a power play.
Yeah, this is a clean power play of the evening.
This is a pretty big face-off right here. Smith, Sterner, Lyons, Gerothanis, Semmelhack. And the draw is won by York. And it's banged out by Fafinski.
We always talk about how a 2-0 lead in hockey is the worst lead to have because you can get a little complacent or the other team can start to ramp up and want to cut that lead in half and eventually erase it. But I think at this point, talking about getting one for your goaltender, you got one. You'd like to relieve the pressure a little bit and get that second one. The second one actually give you a little bit of breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I would
Well,
love.
I need one.
I would love a 2-goal lead right now. 1-0, 5:51 left in the second, 1:28 left on the power play.
Yeah, the stakes would not be as high for each save your goaltender makes if you have a little bit of a padding and a little bit of a safety net. There's a shorthanded face-off in the offensive zone for York.
Sterner back to Semmelhack, who will slow things down. Semmelhack slowly into the neutral zone. Cross ice, Jarothanis will dump. And it's turned and cleared out. Spiegel coming way out of his net to play that to Jarothanis. Jarothanis to the left. Plays it to himself. Jarothanis back out in front. Lyons backhands it towards the goal. Lyons has it again. Jarothanis far point. Now Semmelhack. Lyons, puck bounces off of his stick, and O'Leary. Nice keep by Jarothanis at the point, but then his pass deflects off Sully Lyons, and it's cleared out.
There's a great triangle there from the GBN power play. It's just the handedness of Lyons was just, you got to have that pass on the other side of him for it to be in his wheelhouse.
Semmelhack plays the puck forward. He runs into O'Leary, loses his stick, gets it back. O'Leary off the glass, and I think that caught backup goaltender Ben Melnick in the mask on the way through.
Great idea there from, it was Karras to pin the puck carrier and pin that puck against the boards while his teammate grabs his stick. Because even if you don't win the board battle there, at least you have all 5 skaters with sticks. Now, yes, you are also on a power play, but you might be shorthanded in a sense without one of your best players' sticks in his hands.
Draw to the left of Kalianis. It'll be Karras, Nicholas Jackson, and Damian Jerzak with Luke Jackson and Sarah on the points. Is one really by nobody. It's cleared into the near corner. O'Leary. Jackson gets knocked down from behind. Luke Jackson does a nice job keeping it in. Nick near dot. His shot's deflected. And now out with it comes William Brown. It's cut off. Thrown to space. Sarah indirect to the speedy Karras, who saw the hit coming and gave as good as he got there. Here's a shot that goes wide. Camposano throws it in from a bad angle, and what you're afraid of with a 1-0 lead is exactly what happened on Wednesday night, where St. Viator was down 1-0, and there was a flipped shot from the near point that bounced in on goal and then bounced to the left of Logan Spiegel and over his glove into the net. I mean, that's when you're only up 1-0, you got to play perfect.
Right.
And that's, that second goal right now would be huge for the Spartans.
York just kills that power play, which is exactly what GBN did in the first period twice.
Backhanded.
So don't give them momentum.
Backhanded wide, Jensen down low. Out in front, the puck squirts through the paint off the stick of Camposano. And now out is Smith. Smith cuts to his right, tries to cut back in. Smith through, and we're gonna have another penalty called, and then he gets knocked down behind the play. As we talk about the size of Blake Smith, and we saw this in the game the other night, just muscles his way through a double team. Got in all the way in on goal here, and he's going to get another power play for GBN.
That's a big body. You usually see something like that, like you see with Semmelhack on defense, but you've got Smith just barreling in on offense, almost like a Dustin Bufflin coming your way.
Oh, I love the reference.
I mean, that's hard to stop for any defense, and I mean, I don't blame York for taking a penalty there. There's not much else that you could do, but that'll be Mr. We Yeah, number 14 listed up on the.
That's Salerno in the
I was gonna
box.
say,
yeah,
I don't have a 14 on my
It
roster,
wasn't on
but-
our roster, but puck bounces away from Semmelhack, stays in the zone. Fortunately for GBN and Gerothanis. Semmelhack with 3.5 left in the second. Back to Gerothanis, far side. He'll throw it, and it's going to be offside, so Smith will have to touch up. Gerothanis tips it to Semmelhack, who walks forward with it. Semmelhack stops the far half wall. Gerothanis at the far point. And stops the near point. Sterner. Gerothanis, Sterner near point now. Sterner
Nice
feeds
pass.
it to Lyons through. Smith out in front, can't get his stick loose. Everybody to our left wanted a hold there. Smith could not get his stick loose. Camposano shoves it in on Spiegel, and GBN will continue. That was a pretty feed from Sterner to Lyons. Lyons found Smith, and Smith couldn't pull the trigger.
There's that pushing back entry from GBN Sterner.
There's
That
a
blue line
chance,
is
though. A
crowded.
shot from a bad angle. That puck is loose. Lyons not able to get to it, and out with it is Fafinski. Fafinski avoids the hit from Semmelhack, but Gerothanis will get back on it. Tip it to Semmelhack with 35 left on the power play, 2:15 left in the period. Much, much better power play for GBN here. Drops it for Sterner. Sterner with a head of steam. Flips it to himself. Sterner drop past Lyons. Lyons again gets tangled up. And now Pretzi out 3-on-2 potentially. Moore on his right. Moore whiffs on the first attempt. 8 seconds left on the power play. Moore attacks the net, throws it through. Strykowski tries to go up ahead to Karras and can't. Strykowski knocking down Fafinski along the far side of the ice.
Ran right through him.
Luke Jackson gets double teamed right in front of the York bench. We're down to 90 seconds here in the period. Up ahead to Nicholas Jackson. He'll dump and he'll go get it. Runs into Pirati. Good hit there on both sides.
Way to keep the head up. See that hit coming.
Gavin Brown, and it's chipped up and out, and Strykowski will go back and get it for the Spartans. Gives it away, though, Papadopoulos.
1 minute to play the second period.
Cleared out, and O'Leary, Sean O'Leary for York. We'll find Pirati. Nix, backhanded in, Strykowski, Luke Jackson, and Papadopoulos back. It's Luke Jackson. Tries to find Ovanian and can't, and now Nicholas Jackson is able to skate it out to center ice. Has Karras on his left. Jackson drives the net, and the backhand rolls off his stick. Strykowski throws it into the corner. Karras and O'Leary bump. Cleared up and not out. Strykowski keeps it in. The bouncing puck, it's sitting in front of the net.
I think that was touched with a high stick, but no call. We play on.
Ovanian to Karras. Karras through the shot. Karras gets taken down. No call. A lot of GBN players taken down right in front of the net here over the last 5 or 6 minutes, and no calls. Pirati gets bumped by Strykowski, dumps it in with 1 second left, and we finished 17, tied at 1. We finished 17 with GBN up 1-0. We finished 34 with the Spartans still up 1-0. So Mike and I are going to step aside here for the ice scrape and enjoy the photos of your seniors as we go to intermission. third period action here from Northbrook. GBN and York. Spartans lead 1-0, only goal of the game. Jackson Sterner from Theodore Gerald-Thanis and James Morrissey in the first period. It's still 1-0 here after 2. York out shooting the Spartans 39-10. If you add up the last 5 periods of play for Logan Spiegel, he has stopped 87 of his last 89 shots on goal. Dude is on a heater. Third period's about to get started. And we're underway. 17 minutes separate GBN from a 5th win in their last 6. They got some work to do. Salerno into the attacking zone. His shot deflected up into the air. A second attempt is steered aside by Spiegel. Now Smith. Blake Smith, a couple of really nice chances in that second period, using that size. Still just 1-0. That's banged in. Spiegel sweeps it around, and Compasano is the first one on it for York. He'll take a shot from a bad angle. Spiegel very nonchalantly deflects it into the corner. Now Smith comes over to try to play the puck. Semmelhack using the body, and it's cleared out by Beauvais and cleared right back in by York.
That'll give GBN some time there. Much needed.
Semmelhack waits, tries Beauvais, who tries the one-touch pass to Morrissey that doesn't work. Shorter, and it's cleared out. Sean O'Leary will dump it back in. Luke Jackson off the wall, not out. Morrissey gives it away. Here's a chance for, that's Fafinski is wide. O'Leary takes the shot. Stick and right padded away by Spiegel, and Gerald-Thanis takes 2 whacks at it, misses them both. And that lets York possess right at the blue line. Semmelhack rides the rails and out, no icing. Sterner back with Sean O'Leary. O'Leary back to Passion. Sterner tries to fight through the check, and York comes out with it. Fafinski knocked away from him. Sterner the other direction, but too many white jerseys in front of him as his line mates were going for a change. Now Jack Passion, he'll take the shot that goes up over the net. Sarah knocks it away from Fafinski, and Gerald-Thanis off the glass and out. Nicholas Jackson showing some speed. Patrick O'Leary takes it, clears it in, and he'll go and get it. Sarah bumps into him. Hickman below the red line. Hickman centering feed for Nix. The save made by Spiegel as the stick came flying out of Ovanian's hands. Now Jensen somehow keeps that puck on his stick. Nix takes the shot and he scores. Keaton Nix from the far faceoff dot makes it 1-1.
That's just unfortunate. That's just a good turnaround shot, though, for York. Not only does this turn the game around a little bit for them, ties things up, but also just an unexpected one that I'm sure Spiegel wasn't prepared for and probably wants back. But you talk about that shot before that, Ovanian, it took the stick of Ovanian with it. He picks that puck up and almost clears it. It's that failed clear, though, that allows that puck to stay in the zone. And I think Hickman didn't even mean to kick it to the stick there. And so the next thing you know, it's in the back of the net.
1-1 here in the third. Sean O'Leary taking it wide. 14:05 left. So this game's playing out exactly like Wednesday's did. GBN with an early lead. The opposition scores a goal in the third, and
they still don't have the scoreboard right here. It is 1-1, but you talk about the shots on goal. Spiegel gave up 2 on Wednesday in 50 shots. This is 41 here, so in the last 91 shots he's faced, only 3 goals allowed.
88 of his last 91. That is a pretty darn good ratio. Giveaway here, Mohrer's shot. That's off of Lyons, and Sully will throw it around the far side. Hannes tries to tip it to himself, but too much steam on it. Cleared back in. Semmelhack Jerzak. Puck bounces to center ice. Beauvais will dump. Mason Shorter will get away from Semmelhack. Stopped by Spiegel as we approach the 13-minute mark. Vincent Serra, now Beauvais. Whiffs on the pass, but Moorer was in offsides. There's the goal horn. The official scorer wants the...
I'm not sure what that horn went off for, but the referees are confirming. Not sure if that was...
They're talking to the official scorer, and one of the coaches is yelling at the official scorer, who, remember, is a volunteer. So I would just put that out there.
I'm not sure what is going on over here.
Well, whatever it is, it looks like it's resolved.
Gave both sides a little bit of an opportunity to catch their breath, and Glenbrook has 6 skaters out here.
Yes, they do.
I thought I was counting wrong for a second, and then I went, wait a minute.
Smith will go to the bench. It's Jarothanis, Morrissey, Sterner with Strykowski and Serra. Shorter behind his own net. And I'll deflect the length of the ice. No, I guess it wasn't deflected. It was just cleared the length of the ice by York.
We got some emphatic fans over here.
Emphatic York fans, yes, sir.
They've gotten a little bit of, I don't want to even say pep in their step from the fact that they've been on their offensive game, throwing pucks at the net all night. But with that tie score, it feels like a brand new game for them. You got a resurfaced ice surface, so it's really going to be up to GBN to step it up here and get back into the lead.
Morrissey throws it through the paint. Brown will play it for York. He'll turn and clear it back to the neutral zone where Serra will play it. Strykowski gives it right back. It's cleared up, deflected in, no icing. Morrissey's not able to get there, kept in at the point by Strykowski. Salerno gets bumped by Morrissey. Morrissey takes it away. Behind the net, Sterner. Sterner tries to dig out of a check. Back to Strykowski at the near point. It's knocked away. We're going to have a breakaway here for Brown. William Brown in alone. He shoots the right pad save made by Logan Spiegel. Another chance for Brown. Shoots it. No, that puck went in. How did that go in?
I'm not even sure.
It's somehow tucked inside the near post. And York is up 2-1.
That was a turnaround shot that was thrown at the net while a penalty was being called behind the play. It looked as though GBN defense was taking down a skater, and I don't know if that went off of the 2 that were falling and took a weird bounce in. Next thing you know, the puck was just in the net. I didn't see that one either.
I thought that was going well wide of the near post, and somehow it ended up in the back of the net.
So very quickly, York has their first lead of the game.
Yeah, for Brown, that's his 6th goal of the season. And Keaton Nix got the other. That was his 4th. Spiegel stops it there. Semmelhack. Now GBN's got to play from behind as that's cleared the length of the ice by Semmelhack, and that'll be an icing.
I mean, that was just, I'm still baffled by that play because you had the takedown behind, you see the referee's arm go up, and it immediately, as soon as it went up, went down into pointing at the net. And I lost sight of the puck completely after that turnaround shot was taken until I just saw it sitting in behind the net.
Karras out there with Nicholas Jackson and Ovanian with Luke Jackson and Semmelhack. It's Moorer on the draw for York as both combatants get tossed, so Campasano and Karras now. It's won by Karras, but it's back to the point. O'Leary, that whistles high and wide. Ovanian flips it forward to Nicholas Jackson, and York plays it here. Semmelhack with another big hit. That's his 3rd or 4th of the game. Karras leaves the puck behind. Now Semmelhack trying to drive the net. Stopped behind the net, back onto his forehand now in the corner. Hard pass back to the point. Nicholas Jackson will go to Luke Jackson. I wonder how many times the two of them have done that in their lives.
Yeah, right.
Just play and catch with the sticks, right?
No kidding. Jackson to Jackson.
O'Vanion knocked away from him. Thrown forward, and Luke Jackson will go back and play it. Icing's waved off. Puck is behind the nets. Jensen. His pass is deflected. Back to the point. Shot through a screen, and Spiegel rolls it up into his glove, makes the catch. And we're going to whistle on a face-off with 10:40 left to go. Third period, York up 2-1.
The Spartans are not winning board battles like they were, or even getting to board battles like they were earlier in the game. It's almost as if they're like a half a step behind. They really need to get that intensity back up if they want to get back into this one.
Well, the problem, I mean, at least from the last two games, is that they're really getting offensive. They're getting offensive chances from one line, right? You get the line of Morrissey, Sterner, and Jarrow Thanis. That's really the only line. Save Blake Smith on a handful of opportunities. It's really the only line that's giving them any sort of consistent offensive threat. It's hard to play. It's hard to win a lot of hockey games when you're rolling one line deep offensively. There's a chance. The save is made by Spiegel. O'Leary's shot goes wide. Behind the net, Jensen hits Smith. Jensen then punches Smith in the mouth. No call. And that'll come out to center.
Sure
we are going to have a penalty.
Yeah,
okay, the arm went up. That was pretty blatant. That was a right hand to the jaw.
That was extremely
by
late.
Jensen.
And not the referee that was right in front of the play either. Which
no, it was the one in the neutral zone.
Yeah.
One back here by us.
The puck had left that back wall, and Jensen was still pressuring and holding on to Samelhack. Not sure how that didn't get called.
Lyons, Jarrow Thanis, Sterner, Semmelhack, and Smith out there. And I like the idea of having Smith on the power play. See if you can get him just in front of the net and just be a big old net disturbance.
He got three big bodies on this power play. That big buff disturbance from Smith, and your two big defensemen in
Semmelhack and Jarrow Thanis out there as well, yeah. Smith throws it through for Sterner. Sterner with a bad angle shot that goes behind the net. Salerno loses the puck to Smith. And shoveled around. Jarrow Thanis keeps for the moment. Lyons not able to keep that puck in. It'll come down to Spiegel. Spiegel leaves it for Jake Semmelhack, who will skate up through center ice. He's got Sterner behind him. Self pass. Continues to move forward with it. Now he's behind the net, avoids the hit. Lyons now in the corner. Lyons, Jarrow Thanis Smith tries to just tuck. Sterner stops the far half wall. Drop pass, Semmelhack. Semmelhack screenshot into the body of Kalianis, kept in. Thrown around Smith behind the net. Smith will go to his forehand. Lyons. Jarrow Thanis sweeps it over to Semmelhack. Sterner stick handles. 40 seconds left. Shot from the point just wide of the near post. Jarrow Thanis will throw it around. Sterner comes out the near side. The shot from Sterner goes wide. Smith still on the puck behind the net. Sully Lyons throws it out in front. Sterner the shot. What a save made by Kalianis. And out with it comes York. That was the opportunity. Sterner back doorstep. Kalianis robbed him.
Impeccable puck movement there from the entire GBN power play. Just offsides there. You see the frustration from Sterner. But, I mean, hey, that was a really, really good power play. Probably the best we've seen here between these two teams tonight. Honestly, the best I've seen in this league to keep puck possession and movement, puck protection along the boards, and still create opportunities. Because typically, you get that shot, you're not always guaranteed that rebound. But the Spartans held the zone for a long time. They gotta hang their heads high after that one.
It was a good power play. Couldn't finish, though. Power play is now up. We're at 8 minutes. Strykowski behind his own net. He'll start up ice. We're going to
There's
get
a
another
slash.
penalty. It'll be a slash on Brown as he knocks the stick out of Strykowski's hand. And right back on the power play goes GBN.
And right back to it, York has some tired skaters out there. They finally got that change as they were able to dump that puck at the very end of the power play, but they're going to have to send another PK unit out here, and I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of a change for Glenbrook North's power play. It was a good look, but you can't just throw those same legs out there and expect them to be fresh, although it looks
That's exactly what they're doing.
To me like they've got the same
exactly
five
what
out
they're
there.
doing. Lyons, Smith, Jarothanis, Semmelhack, and Sterner are your 5 for the Spartans. It'll be Smith on the draw against Griffin Hayes. It's won by Lyons. Sully has it behind the net. Throws it back to Jarothanis at the near point. Back to Lyons, near half wall. Back to Jarothanis. Cross ice, Semmelhack. Semmelhack, Sterner. Sterner, that pass deflects off a skate and bounces out. Spiegel will tap it to Jarothanis. 1:35 left on the power play. 7:19 left in the game. Jarothanis drops it for Sterner. Sterner stops at the red line. Now he'll skate to his left. And when he gets stopped at the blue line like that, it's almost better off. You're almost better off just turning around and starting over.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, there's the push and back entry, and that was kind of a modified version of it, and it crowds that blue line. So it's either got to be a dump to get that puck deep and go chase it, or you need to find a hole, and that's not always doable.
Sterner drops it for Semmelhack. Semmelhack's bomb! He scores! Jake Semmelhack from the top of the far dot. A power play goal makes it 2-2.
That is a huge boost for this Glenbrook North team. That puck needed to find the back of the net.
Jake Semmelhack from the top of the far dot. A power play goal makes it 2-2.
Was thrown right back out there for that second power play. You wonder if they have the legs for it, but they were confident in what they had out there, and they get the job done.
For Semmelhack, just his 4th goal of the season, a power play goal, and that was a low bomb just inside the near post, and it's 2-2. Nice answer by the Spartans here in the 3rd period. Ovanyan's got Karras. Ovanyan takes the shot, the rebound, the puck is loose. And the save is made by Kalianis as Nicholas Jackson trying to clean up that garbage. It's 2-2.
Ovanyan had a really nice look right there. I think it was the right thing to do to shoot that puck. Like we've been saying all game, get shots on, because you saw there was a rebound that fell right in the slot. If you could do that again, you're going to get an opportunity in that high danger area.
We're going to get an icing down at the other end. So it's Semmelhack from Sterner and Jarothanis. So Theo Jarothanis, a couple of assists today. Jackson Sterner, a goal and an assist. And we got a brand new hockey game with 6:24 left in the 3rd period. And there's some life in these legs. Those were 2 very, very good power plays by GBN. They looked like a completely different team on that man advantage.
And not saying that York is a completely different team either. They still have their legs under them, so you still got to be worrisome. But they just iced that puck there, and I'm sure there was a little bit of momentum swing in the opposite direction for them.
And they just iced it again.
And York is playing on their heels a little bit. You got to take advantage of this.
Beauvais, Smith, and Jerzak is the line for the Spartans. Serra and Luke Jackson out on the blue line.
Because if you're the Dukes, you got to say, we have 45 pucks at their net, and yet we're still tied in this game. We're not being rewarded for our efforts.
Aerial pass into the body of Compasano. Luke Jackson gets over there. Compasano below the net. Smith takes the puck away. Far corner, Smith again. Pushed away. Now Smith again for a 3rd time with under 6 minutes. He whiffs on the first clearing attempt, so he has to throw it around the far side. Now will come out to center ice. York will touch up, and Austin Beauvais. Serra will take it instead. Sarah to Jackson. Gonna move forward with it here. Are we gonna have an icing the other way? We will. That was questionable icing as Chris Pretzi was over by the wall, but linesman felt he couldn't play it, so it's an icing. 5:34 left in the third, 2-2.
Yeah, it was an interesting one where the offsides allows Duke to just dump that puck in, but they dumped it so hard that Glenbrook had to play it along the half wall rather than behind their own net. And it was like, okay, slow things down, but also the pressure's coming, so speed things up.
Strykowski around to Karras, who backhands it into the back of Nicholas Jackson. That lets Hickman possess for the Dukes. Semmelhack, his 4th goal of the year, tied this one up. Nice feed out to Karras. Karras using that speed to get free. He's in the corner. Comes out the near side with it. Throws it around for Nicholas Jackson, who gets wiped out. And out the other way. Semmelhack bumps into Hickman. Semmelhack 1-on-2, but still very patient. And look at that, comes out with the puck. And he gets taken down. That's a trip.
I'm not sure why we're not getting a call right there. That was clear stick in the skates.
The skater, the York skater lost his stick. As that comes out in front, now Karras has it. Karras cuts to his right. He's got Ovanian with him. He'll dump and they'll go for a change as we're at 4.5. Shorter avoids the hit from Morrissey. Luke Jackson throws it off the wall. Shorter walking forward with it. There's a shot that goes just wide by Papadopoulos. Or, excuse me, that's Hayes, Griffin Hayes, number 29, out there with Fafinski. Jero Thanis has it in his skates. It's out to Sterner, and now back to Shorter, who hammers it off the wall. Luke Jackson will go back to play it with 4 minutes. Fafinski pins him against the wall. That puck wide of the net. Fafinski in the far corner now finds Brown. Back to Fafinski. Sterner battling with Fafinski at the half wall. Fafinski comes off the wall with it. The shot goes wide. O'Leary cycles it deep for Brown. Gets it back. Goes D to D. The shot through wide of the far post. Now back behind the nets. GBN hemmed in a little bit here. Lyons pushes Fafinski up against the wall. They both go down. Puck comes out. Bad angle shot, and Spiegel makes the save. And I don't know that he knew where that was when he made the save, Mike, but he hugged that near post for dear life.
Spiegel pushed himself away from the net. Not sure if he had that completely, but sometimes doing that allows it to squeak through. But what York has started to do is play that simple low to high game. You know, they've got the puck down low along the end boards and just slotting it out in front. And they're just a stick or two away. The Spartans have had really good defense in the slot there to just gum up those passes, but they're just a stick or two away from completing that pass. So you got to watch out. Both of the Duke's goals have come from basically the circles. So you don't want to have them inside the circles and have that point-blank effort against Spiegel.
Ovanian tried to just throw it the length of the ice, but it hit a body. So now Semmelhack, he gives it away. Compasano drop past the shot. Spiegel makes the save off the stick of Jack Passion. And, you got to be careful.
Spiegel wanted a call there. He felt that stick come in
after the play.
After the whistle.
Yep.
That was...
It was Passion, number 7, Jack Passion.
And that's definitely not a guy you want close up in your grill.
Oh, there you go. If you're
Bears are up by
a field goal. Yeah, we moved this game up about 2 hours so people could get home and watch most of the game. Tomorrow, I'm going to miss most of the Patriots game.
Yes, you are
I'm a Patriots fan. Yes, sir. Yep.
I know we have a tie game here, but I meant to ask you, being from Boston, you're a Bruins fan.
I am.
What do you think is a bigger rivalry? I know football is the more popular sport, but do you think it's Boston and Montreal or Chicago and Green Bay when it comes to NFL?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I've always seen it as Boston.
I would say Boston and Montreal just because I'm biased, but that's a tough one, man. Yeah.
The nature of the sport allows you to fight more.
But they've all been playing each other since the 20s.
True. Yeah.
You know, I mean, so you don't really have that time difference like you would for
Right.
other NFL teams or NBA teams? That's a good question.
The nature of the sport, though, I think makes you lean towards hockey, where you could actually drop the gloves with somebody and
Yeah.
I guess spill some blood too. But
Yeah, it's a lot of blood, yeah. So
over
tomorrow
those
you and I will be up in Lake Forest for a pair of Senior Day games up there. And
Yes.
that second game will end about 7 o'clock, which is right when the Patriots game starts. So I might have to find a way to put the audio on in my
Stream it,
car
yeah.
on the way home, yeah. Well, I don't want to stream it while I'm
Well, no,
driving
yeah,
home.
yeah.
That's dangerous.
No.
Spiegel makes the save on the shot from the point
Just
by
get your
O'Leary.
chauffeur.
Huh?
Get your chauffeur.
Yeah, I don't have one of those.
Sit in the back of the limo.
I wouldn't mind that. Shots are 47-16 in favor of York. I mean, the level at which this game is playing out exactly like last night's or about like Wednesday's is pretty outrageous. Just a drastic shot difference, but just 2 minutes away from overtime.
Typically, when you have one team tripling the amount of shots that the other team has, it's because the other team has a lack of shots. And I won't say Glenbrook North has a lack of shots at this point. You're in the third period. You got 16 shots on goal. They've definitely brought that number up. It's just so much has been thrown at Spiegel.
More than they had on Wednesday. They had 15 shots through 3 periods and an overtime session on Wednesday. And a lot of that was the power play. I mean, those 2 power plays, I said it just a minute ago, but they looked like a different hockey team.
Yeah, I talked about the movement, and that was really what allowed them to get those shots on. But what we kind of touched upon, too, was you don't always expect to get the rebounds. Obviously, when you're on a power play, you're setting things up to try to get the best shot possible and have that initial one go in. So sometimes that rebound isn't always where you need it or where you try to put it. But they were able to just race to those loose pucks and get things back in order to keep going in that offensive zone and sustain the pressure.
Morrissey, Semmelhack, Sterner, Strykowski, and Jarrell Thanis are your 5 for GBN as we're down under 2 minutes. Semmelhack will sweep it along the far wall. Sterner stops it there. He'll turn and clear it out. Jarrell Thanis bumps into Pretzi. Now Semmelhack in the near corner. Off the wall, Morrissey. He'll flip it to Jarrell Thanis at center ice. There, Jarrell Thanis, the aerial pass to Sterner. Sterner gets knocked down from behind. He gets hit hard, and he's slow to get up, and that's the last person GBN can afford to get hurt from an offensive perspective, and it'll be an icing on York. But Sterner looks all right, as I like to say very simply, he's a hockey player.
Yeah, I think you don't get a call there just because of that button hook that he does to turn and puck protect right there, so he kind of puts himself in that position. So it is numbers, but it's on, the onus is on the puck carrier in that instance as well. But
huge offensive zone draw for GBN here. Morrissey with 1:14 left. It's won by York, however. Shorter into the neutral zone. That's offsides, no call.
Yeah, that puck came back out.
Semmelhack shorter at the near point. Hayes, his shot's deflected down by Semmelhack. Then Semmelhack takes it away from Brown. Off the glass, kept in at the point by Shorter. Gets bumped by Jarrell Thanis. That'll come out to center ice. Hayes will have to wait. He'll throw it in on Spiegel, who will drop it at his feet for Strykowski. Semmelhack now. Semmelhack skates through the neutral zone, flips it to Sterner, who chops it deep. Pretzi. Morrissey will take it. Puck comes out in front, and Semmelhack not able to keep it at the point, but he takes it away from Passion, and that's thrown in on goal. And Kalianis sweeps it away with 16 seconds left. Jackson will clear it in for GBN. Kalianis will stop it for Shorter. Shorter off the glass. Passion with 4 seconds left, and just like on Wednesday, we will have overtime. And this one feels a little different. That game, it felt like GBN was hanging on. Here, GBN was down 2-1. They were able to tie it at 2. And we'll see if we can have a different result here in this one as we go to overtime.
Well, it felt at times in this game like GBN was hanging on, but they definitely found their feet underneath them, and I think a lot of that had to do with the power play momentum and just the momentum they generated but we will see what happens in this overtime period.
Mike and I are going to step aside for about 30. We'll be back with free hockey on the other side. Overtime hockey, 3-on-3 for 5 minutes. If no goal is scored, a shootout.
Free hockey.
More free hockey.
More free hockey.
Sterner, Jarothanis, and Sarah will be your three out there to get this thing started for GBN. And for York, it'll be Luke Compasano with Mitch Fafinski and Mason Shorter.
Shorter's had a great game, and of course Fafinski's a name you got to watch out for.
All about possession here in overtime. And the initial faceoff is won by York. Sterner will wait for Shorter. Compasano comes screaming down the far side. Jarothanis will turn and stay with him. Compasano circles back at the near point. Tries to attack on Jarothanis. Now to his left, he'll hold right at the blue line, almost falls down. That would have been disaster for York. Shorter in the corner. He'll come out with it, drives the net. The save is made, the rebound goes over the net. Compasano now behind the net. Tries to tuck. Jarothanis tries to bump him off the puck. He can't. Compasano's had the puck on his stick for about 2 minutes.
Look out.
Backdoor for Finsky was there, yep. Pretzi, his shot. There's another shot wide by Fafinski. Now Pretzi, and we're up to 50 shots again. Passion. These three green jerseys got to be getting tired. Sterner, Jarothanis, and Sarah.
Yeah, you really need to disrupt the possession right here, even if it's an icing or a clear.
Just working in circles. Pretzi. Passion with 3:25 left. Passion cuts back towards the net. And he'll circle back. Maurer, who's just come on. And there's the giveaway, and they're not able to get it deep. They will get, no, they're not going to get anybody off the ice. Sterner tried to get off the ice. Maurer's shot gloved away by Spiegel. This line has been out there for over 2 minutes now. Flipped up into the air. A couple players go down. Pretzi gets his stick lifted. The couple of shots, the score. You could see it coming, Mike. Ethan Maurer, the same line for GBN was out there for the entirety of the overtime. They were out there for 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and York wins it in overtime, 3-2. And you can just see down to our right, Sarah and Sterner are exhausted, and York wins this one in overtime. Another heartbreaker for the Spartans. They lose 3-2.
That's a tough one. Yeah, as you mentioned, stuck out there. Sometimes when you're stuck out there, all you really need is that extra tip. They get it out of the zone momentarily, but like you said, not deep enough. This is similar to how the game finished up on Wednesday, where you just get stuck in the zone, and York's not exactly able to watch film in this league necessarily, but that is exactly how St. Viator was able to go up the near side and score. This time it's on the blocker side, but same result, and unfortunately, GBN comes just short of the extra point in this one.
Comes up just short. Logan Spiegel again standing on his head, stopping 50 of 53 after stopping 48 of 50 just a couple of nights ago. He has been remarkable these last 2 games, helping keep the Spartans in it. Well, that's going to do it here from Northbrook. Another tough loss for GBN. They lose on senior day 3-2 in overtime.